Hey everyone, my name is Vicki York and welcome to my channel. It is October, which means that it is Preptober for many writers right now who are getting ready to participate in NaNoWriMo. Are you planning to participate or are you on the fence? I'm going to break down the pros and the cons for doing NaNoWriMo. And who knows, maybe this will help you or someone you may know who is wondering if they should do NaNoWriMo. So first off, what is NaNoWriMo? Well, most writers already know what this is, but just in case you're new or you wanted a little backstory, let's dive into that. NaNoWriMo stands for National Novel Writing Month, which is a nonprofit organization banding writers together. During the month of November, the main objective is to write 50,000 words in 30 days, starting on November 1st at midnight and ending on November 30th at 11:59 p.m. There is no criteria to participate other than that you need to be 17 years old and you might need a story. I think that's important too. A lot of great stories that have started during NaNoWriMo have gone on to go and be published, and many authors during this time also come in with like pep talks to motivate writers to get those words in. Some cities even offer meetups for writers so that they can get together and really get the words out in a group. So now maybe you're wondering, should I participate? I participated a few times in NaNoWriMo and I've gathered together a few of my pros and cons that maybe might help you in making your decision. The pros. Great if you have a story. If you already have a story idea prepared, NaNoWriMo is great if you want to get that story down on paper. Helps with a timeline and a writing schedule. If you work well with deadlines, NaNoWriMo can help you form a writing schedule and also helps give you that pressure of a deadline so that you can really get those words out. That big push. This might just be what you need to get that push past the first page and maybe past that first chapter. Visually see your goals. On NaNoWriMo's website, you can visually see your goals as well as a graph to help you see your progress, and as well to see how you stack up with other participants. Motivation. If you feel like you can only write if you have motivation, NaNoWriMo might just be what you need to get that motivation to write. Avoiding the editing loop. When you're participating in NaNoWriMo, this forces you not to keep going back and editing what you just wrote. Instead, it pushes you forward, preventing you from getting into that editing loop that I know a lot of us authors like to get ourselves into. This also forces you to keep those words regardless of how good or bad they are. The whole point is just to keep moving forward. Writer's block. This can be helpful to push through writer's block because the main objective is just to write all the words. So you can always leave a note for yourself, or sometimes even just writing some words can jog your brain into that creative space that makes you think of what to put there and get you past that writer's block. Satisfaction. If you are able to get the 50,000 words in those 30 days, then you will get that satisfaction that, hey, you did it. And if that's the case, congrats. The cons. November can be a very busy month, especially in the United States where I live. If you work retail, then you already know November and December can be extremely hectic. November just might not be a good time to work on your novel, especially when you're already physically and mentally drained. Your story might not be ready. If your story isn't ready yet to be written and you go ahead and participate in NaNoWriMo, sometimes you may feel like you are rushing your story, meaning that you might miss some key elements in your story, and this could cause a huge rewrite later for you. Stress. Look, life gets busy. The goal of NaNoWriMo is to write 50,000 words in a month, which translates to 1,667 words a day. Sometimes it's hard to get those 1,667 words, especially if you're tired or you're busy, or both. You see others doing NaNoWriMo and seemingly breezing through, so why can't you? This can sometimes make you compare yourself and even feel discouraged, especially if you're not making that word count. Writer's block. I know I said in the pros that sometimes this can help writer's block, but sometimes this can make it worse, especially if you went into NaNoWriMo unprepared. If you had not planned your story well enough beforehand, sometimes this can cause a standstill in your writing and you just don't know where to go. And this can cost you a lot of words for that day. Failure. You might feel like a failure if you don't finish. I know this isn't true. You know this isn't true. Most of the writing community knows this isn't true, but sometimes it's hard to shake that. You set out to write 50,000 words in a month, but you didn't make it. But did you write any words? And would you have written any of those words if you didn't say you were going to participate in NaNoWriMo? All words are good words at the end of the day when it works towards your goal. So the big question you might be having right now is, should I participate? Completing a novel through NaNoWriMo is a great confidence boost, but some people feel like what they wrote during this time is rubbish. Well, I hate to break it to you, but most first drafts are rubbish. And second, and third, and fourth, maybe fifth. But guess what? You can work with rubbish. And remember, it is 100% okay if you do not participate in NaNoWriMo. Don't feel like you have to participate just because you see other people doing it. This does not make you any less of a writer or an author just because you are not participating. I don't plan to participate in NaNoWriMo this year, but I also wrote over 70,000 words in September alone. Sometimes our writing plans just don't line up with NaNoWriMo. If you have an idea for a story, start now. Brainstorm. Have an idea of your point A and your point B, and then everything that happens in between. Outline, if you outline. Get your fingers on the keys. Or get a pen, or a pencil, or a chalk, or whatever you plan to use, and get those words out. Make those words happen. You do not need to wait for NaNoWriMo to begin your writing project. But if you did do all your prep work already and your story is ready, then maybe NaNoWriMo is just what you need, and by all means, jump right in. I'm not here to tell you what to do or to talk you into your project or even out of it. What I hope you take away from this video is to not force your story if it is not ready. NaNoWriMo is about having fun and being in a community with like-minded people. Not about stressing that you only wrote 500 words total and you're in the second week of NaNoWriMo. Remember, all words matter when they're all towards your writing goals. But most of all, that's what makes your story. I can tell you that the 70,000 plus words that I wrote in September are probably not all going to make it through the editing process, and that is 100% okay. But a rough draft is something. You need to have somewhere to start the revisions and edits, right? Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope it was helpful for you in making a decision on whether or not you should participate in NaNoWriMo, and at least gave you something to think about, hopefully. So let me know down in the comments below if you're going to be participating in NaNoWriMo, or if you've already started a project. I'd love to hear about it. And let me know, did you find these pros and cons helpful? Do you have your own pros and cons? Let me know down below. And please, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know that you liked it. And if you want to see more content about books and writing, I would hope that you'll subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting new videos on Mondays. See you in the next one. Bye!